Today we're talking about the Moving Beyond Trauma program, which has been running now for 5 years. We have many people who come on it, both from the emergency services, so police and paramedics and veterans and firefighters, but we also see a lot of people who come from either they grew up in domestic violence or want to break the cycle of domestic violence. So trauma for many, many reasons. And you've rejoined us at Quest this year. You were with us in 2016 to really tweak that program so that it met the needs of people on the front lines. And now, after 5 years, we've seen so many amazing things take place. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the apprehension that a lot of people feel before they even pick up the phone to us.
It's the hardest part, really, just making that call and even getting to the centre. We see them come in on the Monday, they're feeling very distressed, apprehensive, a little bit anxious
Suspicious.
about it. Yeah, some of them are suspicious, what's going to happen this week. But by the Friday, their body's softened, they're smiling, you hear laughter in the centre, and it's just beautiful to see the change and people moving forward in their healing journey.
Yeah. One of the things, though, that we know is that oftentimes these people return home to isolated or unsupportive environments, or maybe a community where they've got some habits that are best left behind. And so we want them to stay with us after the Moving Beyond Trauma program for the 4-week healing trauma program so that they can consolidate and implement everything they've learned. So, and I'm just so delighted that you've joined us to help us establish the program and also the relationships that we need too with the insurers and DVA and other organisations. So what are you excited about with this 4-week program?
Oh, I just can't wait to see it develop. I think it's going to do some amazing things for people that require that longer immersion, that have maybe habits at home that are hard to break on their own. They just need that support and assistance. And it will be lovely just to really also help them with integrating back into community again, because often some people go home and they're isolated, or if they're not isolated and they've got family, they tend to isolate themselves because they find it difficult. So also to help people that are maybe wanting to go back to work with a new career path. So we'll be implementing that into the 4-week program as well. So
one of the things I love about it too is that when they feel they're ready to go home, their partner comes and does a program with them so that they go home on the same page and are really able to understand why it's important to implement these changes and how they can support each other in doing that. And I know we hear so many wonderful stories about relationships deepening and being more loving and more gentle rather than the fractious relationships that so often happens with post-traumatic stress injuries.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people, and I know I certainly did this myself unknowingly, but I was very numbed out and I didn't realise that the trauma was in my body. I just thought it was up in my brain. So once I learnt more about trauma in the body and how it affects all the systems, I then started to feel again. So when I felt anxious or I felt a bit down, I understood, or sad, I could actually identify those feelings and then sit with that and use my tools and strategies to move on, so that my day was actually a good day rather than it being a bad day.
Well, thank you so much, Esther. We really look forward to when the soil first gets turned and the first buildings start going up so that we can offer this service to the community.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Thank you.
Thanks, Petrea.